add some furrows to the brow of Tony Dungy. First down on the 33-yard line after the fine return by Riddell Anthony, and Dilfer slips and there's a fumble on the attempted handoff to Dunn, and it's recovered by Tampa Bay. By the way, Mark Thomas, number 95, who had a big game last week against Pittsburgh, is in at defensive end replacing Theory.
Take it down, sir.
Now, sometimes what happens, you can see Dilfer's foot got stepped on and he just tried to dive back to get it. Sometimes when you see those woes, sometimes it's like Schleprock, you know, from the old Flintstone cartoon. See, what happens is everything that's just a dark cloud hanging over the offense, and you really have to fight it. And it starts in your head. They have to beat it mentally before they can beat it physically.
A lot of dark clouds hanging over Raymond James Stadium at this point. Second down and 13, two tight ends, as Dilfer's pass is caught at the 40-yard line, complete to Carl Williams. And a gain of 11, so it'll bring up third down and 2.
You know, when you look at this Tampa Bay offense, you see they lost their speed. They lost Jacquez Green with a finger in practice this week, simple walkthrough. And then Bert Emanuel, they lost him. So now what happens is they've effectively become what they were a year ago. And so this field shrinks. And the only guy who can really push something down the field is Riddell Anthony.
And there's Bryce Hunter, who's the third wide receiver in the lineup, as Dunn also returns. Third down and 2. Coming in 7th in the NFL. And here's pressure put on Dilfer, and Dilfer's pass incomplete as he tried to go on an out pattern, and that will bring up fourth down. The intended receiver was Riddell Anthony. So Tampa Bay, by the way, despite the fact that they have been home against division opponents, they have lost 7 of their last 8 against the NFC Central, and off to a slow start today.
And that just little dark rain cloud is hovering there again. They got to beat that.
Tommy Barnhart for his second punt, and Glenn Milburn, who had a fine return the last time and gave the Bears good field position. Good kick by Barnhart. Milburn backpedaling at the 7-yard line. And he's got a wall of blockers. Glenn Milburn to the 25. And Milburn cutting inside, and Milburn may go all the way.
Got one guy.
Glenn Milburn, with only Ellison chasing him, will score. It'll be a 93-yard touchdown. No flags are down.
There was one guy who had a shot at him, and Fabian Bowens took care of him. But the whole thing was set up by the move at the start of the whole thing. If Milburn doesn't make the first guy miss, and he can't get to the wall, this thing goes nowhere. First of all, you're supposed to set your feet on the 10-yard line, but he doesn't. He made the first guy miss, and then another critical move is right here. He's got to come back inside. Nice cut. And then he's off to the races. Here was the guy who had a shot, and Fabian Bowens took care of him.
Milburn had an 88-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against Jacksonville in the season's opener. So after the Lions gave up on him and the Green Bay Packers had no room for him because of Roel Preston, the Bears are mostly happy with Glenn Milburn. A 93-yard punt return for the touchdown, and the Chicago Bears, stunning this inaugural crowd, have taken a 10-0 lead. Welcome back to Tampa. Glenn Milburn with a scintillating 93-yard punt return for a touchdown to give the Bears a 10-0 lead. So Milburn paying big dividends coming over from other Central Division teams. There is Riddell Anthony back to receive the kick from Todd Sauerbrunn. Another end-over-end short kick, and on the run again is Anthony looking for a hole somewhere. And Anthony is brought down just beyond the 20-yard line. Return of 17.
Now I want you to watch Glenn Milburn. The whole thing is set up by his move right here on Brian Kelly. See, he makes Kelly miss right there. And then sometimes, you know, there's a lot of great effort that goes into special teams. I want you to watch Brian Kelly. See, he's going to go down, and yes, he will miss this tackle. And it's a nice move by Milburn, but then he never stops. And this is what, if you're playing any level of football, remember this. See, he came all the way down the field. He's the only guy who has a shot. Fabian Bowens right there takes care of him. But in a losing cause, that's a tremendous effort.
So Tampa Bay with a first down on the 26-yard line, and getting hit as he lets go of the ball as the pocket collapse on Trent Dilfer. So the first two possessions, as Sean Lee got in there, first two possessions, 3 and out for the Buccaneers, who have now been outscored 47-0 in the first half of this year.
Now, this is the problem they fell into in week 1 against Minnesota. They got down early. And in that game, their offense came out on fire. Now, they're fumbling and stumbling around right now.
Rob Thomas and Carl Williams are the receivers on 2nd and 10. Thomas, who is signed this week. And the handoff is to Mike Allstott, and Allstott gets a couple.
Well, what they're trying to do is they went with the 2 tight ends there. They're going to try to see which side Chicago is going to declare as strength, and then you run away from strength based on just basic numbers up front. But Chicago never did it. And so Allstott's just kind of running into a wall, and the reason is Chicago defensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 8. Bears off to a 10-0 lead. 3 wide receivers once again. Warwick Dunn, the lone setback. And Dilfer has his pass deflected at the line of scrimmage. And you're right, the defensive line of the Bears totally outplaying the Tampa Bay offensive line as Flanagan got a hand on it.
Flanagan, remember now, I want you to count the number of guys who are rushing. 1, 2, 3, that's it. And they're going to bring Mark Thomas all the way around, and Theory and Flanagan get the pressure, and think Theory may have got his hand up there along with Flanagan to get a tip on it.
So for the 3rd straight possession, the Bucs are 3 and out, and Tommy Barnhart again will kick, and Glenn Milburn goes back. Returned the last punt 93 yards for a touchdown. And nearly a block. Cousin nearly got a piece of it, and the Bears are going to let it bounce. Milburn will see it roll. It's a Tampa Bay roll inside the 20-yard line. But so far, it's been all Chicago. 10-0 in favor of the Bears with 3:45 remaining in the first quarter. Dick Stockton and Matt Millen back in Tampa, where the homestanding Buccaneers playing their first game ever at Raymond James Stadium. A spanking new edifice trailing the Chicago Bears 10-0. Curtis Enis is in the backfield for the Bears, who start from their 20-yard line. 2 tight ends for Chicago, and there is a pass out to the wide receiver Conway, and tackled immediately by Donnie Abraham, and a gain of 7. Well, Tuesday, after an all-new King of the Hill, it's the new series Costello, plus an all-new Guinness World Records. Fox's Night of New Episodes starts Tuesday at 8, 7 Central.
I'm sorry, Dick. You said a sparkling new edifice?
Yes. It's a new build edifice, and then it's a building.
I know. I'm
sure at Penn State
it's my first vocabulary.
Like you build edifices.
Edify.
Robert Chansey up the middle, and Chansey appears to have a first down for the Bears.
Well, and if you're going to get anything done, you better take care of Warren Sapp. And you see Andy Heck working along with Todd Perry, and they're just combo blocking him. See, both guys are going to get down. It starts as a double team, and then you work up. But you don't get anything done unless you get Sapp blocked.
First down for the Bears on their 31-yard line. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Here is Enis finding an opening, and Curtis Enis picking up nearly 8 yards on the play. And right now, let's return to James Brown in the Fox Network Center in Los Angeles for an NFL update.
Dick and Matt, after spotting Seattle 7-0 lead on the opening kickoff, they came back for a touchdown. Trent Green finds Michael Westbrook. Westbrook, who did not start the game, paying dividends there. We're all tied in Seattle. Back to Dick Stockton and Matt Miller.
That's a critical game for the Redskins.
They need that because they're unraveling right now. They need a win desperately.
2nd down and 4. Kramer has some time, and he's going deep for Conway. And Curtis Conway makes the reception close to the 15-yard line. A big play of 47 yards with Anthony Parker defending.
And a nice throw by Kramer because he was looking right into a hit in the face. First, you're going to see nice protection inside, but then they come late and get him right in the face. But he stays with it. He knows that what he has is speed to the outside. So you throw it, and let his legs win. Actually, that was a little underthrown. Had it been a little more, had a little more air been under it, that would have been an even bigger play.
Conway, the leading receiver coming in, is average only about 13 yards a catch, and he is supposed to be the big play man for the Bears. Chicago dominating in total yards, and the handoff is to Enos. And Enos picking up about a yard. Jeff Gooch, who's starting for the first time in his career at outside linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, making the stop. But time is beginning to run out in the first quarter, and the Buccaneers have been 3 and out offensively throughout. Second down and 9. And again, it's Enos on the pitch. Curtis Enos, the Penn State rookie, picks up a couple, and Brooks pursuing him, bringing up third down from the 13-yard line.
One thing you really notice about Enos is he's always going forward. Even after he's hit, he falls forward. That's number one. The second thing is he's faster than you think he is. So he has a little bit of make you miss in him. Not a lot, but just enough. And when he gets to the corner, he can push the corner.
Bears were amazed that he did not have any camp at all, and after mini camp, all the time in between, it looked like he had lost nothing. 3rd and 7. Edgar Bennett, the third down back. Tampa Bay showing blitz. Audible by Kramer. Here they come. And the pass is caught by Ingram, and Ingram fighting his way towards the sticks.
That's a great effort by Ingram to get the first, because he was hit. Rondé Barber made the hit on him, and he just got behind his pads and drove through it.
And if he does, it'll be 1st and goal for the Bears. And that's the end of the first quarter. The Bears 10, the Bucs nothing. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.